Hey YouTube, today I'm showing you guys all the airport lounges at SeaTac International Airport. I'll tell you all about access privileges at these lounges and what they look like during a pandemic. So the first one is Alaska Lounge. So this is in the N gates upstairs. I would say this is one of the more spacious ones. Very nice. I access this through my priority pass. So here just showing you all the different types of food. It's, mostly salads, prepackaged foods. One of the nice things is the bar area. The bar area looks like an actual bar from a restaurant. One of my favorite drinks to get here is the Marion Berry Cider. I don't really drink beer nowadays. It's a very refreshing drink. I totally recommend if you are a cider fan as well. Yes, very refreshing, as I said. As for the food, aside from the prepackaged things, there's also the tomato bisque soup. That one was really hearty, very flavorful, and I really liked it. Also, another perk about this lounge is super nice views of outside. And when you are done, they ask you to flip over this card from green to red, and you are allowed to leave. The next one is the Club at C in S gates. It's right next to S9. So as you can see, nowadays there's really not that many people. So I think it's a good choice for those who want to go to a lounge with a little bit more privacy. Their food choices are a little bit more limited, and they have someone serving you from the buffet line. They do have this new espresso machine. Something to note though is that the place does close at 6 p.m. and so you want to time that accordingly. On this trip, just got myself a nice rum and coke. I got there around 5:40 that day, about 20 more minutes until it closed. Overall, it's an okay lounge. Not one that I would go to as my first pick. Off to the next lounge. Currently taking this train. I don't know what the proper term for it is, but it connects the different concourses together. So now we're going back to the A, B, and S side. Before we were at the end. So I'll be hitting up Centurion and the Delta Sky Club next. So next up is the Centurion Lounge. So this is across from B3. As far as access is concerned with timing, the earliest you can access it is 3 hours before your flight. So now they have this sort of buffet line. They also have a drink line at the bar. Drinks here are pretty decent, I would say, whether before the pandemic or during or after. And I usually get their Prosecco. I will say though, for the food, it's kind of a hit or miss. So on the day that I went, they had this chicken noodle soup, and this was okay. I wouldn't say it was the best chicken noodle soup I had. Then they also had meatloaf. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a big fan of meatloaf, period, but the meatloaf here was not the best. Texture-wise, it was a little bit strange. I wasn't a huge fan of the flavor. Something I could have just skipped. Just a heads up. They also had this risotto. I'm not a risotto connoisseur, but I am aware that the texture is supposed to be a little bit different, maybe a little bit more liquid, moisture in it. So that didn't really have it. It was a little bit dry, so I wasn't a really big fan. So I would give it a 3 stars out of 5. All right, let's go to lounge number 4. And it should be the last one before my flight. So I think the only one left is maybe the United Club, which actually isn't open because of COVID. But I'll show you guys that too when it does open.
So last but not least, we have Delta Sky Club. This is one of my favorite lounges. This is right next to A1. And for this one, I accessed it through my American Express Platinum. I can access it when I have a Delta flight that day. Food selection here is amazing. You got sandwiches, wraps, veggies with dip, pastas, and snacks galore. There's also this tomato bisque looking soup that bears this really eerie resemblance to the one at Alaska Lounge, just saying. I like the rosé here. And here's their turkey club sandwich. They have other sandwiches as well. I know they have pulled pork sandwich and other various snacks. Yeah, don't mind that. That was a little incident I had. Just landed and made it to my Airbnb. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also hit the subscribe button. You get a notification every time I upload new content. Also let me know in the comments what you think of these airport lounges in the SeaTac International Airport. Until the next video guys, see ya.